Hey everybody, so this video is going to be about preventing explosions. All right, so explosions with clay happen for a multitude of reasons, but the biggest culprit that you are responsible for is air pockets. Okay, so when you are working with clay is sometimes when you don't attach something well, you might see little air pockets. I'm trying to see if I can feel any inside of here, but you can usually feel them. Oh, I just felt one. I squished inside here and I felt something pop. So that was an air pocket. But air pockets can happen because you're not blending things thoroughly enough. Like, see how there's like this little gap right here? This would actually be a prime place for an air pocket to happen. You know, sometimes they just kind of happen and there's really no way to prevent it or know that it's there. But here are some things that you can do. All right, so the first thing has to do with adding attachments or just building in general. So if I wanted to build, let's see, so say for instance that I wanted to build this ring holder right here. As you can see, the bottom of the ring holder is pretty large, right? If I were to make this one solid block of clay, it would explode in the kiln because it's just too much clay, there's too much air in there, it's not gonna survive. So instead what I would have to do is I would have to build this as a coil pot, maybe without a base, or I could add a base, but maybe without it, let's just use without a base. And I would have to build this with coils that get smaller and smaller and smaller. If I did add a base, however, and I were to have this top piece that's connected to it and it's hollow, there's no place for the air to go. That would also cause an explosion, okay? So what I could do is after I were to build this out of coils and it had a base, I would have to put a hole probably at the bottom of the base, which is kind of what I'm going to show you right now. So right now I have this little coil pot that I made, and I have this wood, it's going to be an eye, okay, but it's a little tiny pinch pot because I don't just want to stick a huge ball of clay onto my pot. It would probably be okay if this were solid, but for the purpose of teaching, I made it hollow. Okay, so I'm going to score and slip it. See, I have attached my eyeball shape, and because it is a pinch pot, there is a nice, beautiful air pocket underneath this pinch pot, which I cannot have, otherwise this will explode in the kiln. So what I need to do is, like I said, this is an eyeball. So I can strategically incorporate a hole into this. Draw in the pupil and the iris here. If this were a pot to drink out of, I would definitely want the hole to be on the outside of the pot. And then I'm just gonna puncture a little hole. I'm gonna go around just to make sure, and I can even feel the space. So I punctured a hole, made sure that it's big enough. Your hole doesn't have to be this big in order for this to work. What you could also do is, if you didn't have the design advantage of being able to get away with having a hole in there as part of the design, you could also puncture your holes at the bottom, kind of where things meet, and again, just really stir it around to make sure that there's enough air, like that. You could also do that to help prevent explosions. So yeah, anytime you want to attach something rather large, you need to make sure that it's hollow, and the second thing that you need to do is you need to make sure that there's a way for the air to escape, whether that's by strategically incorporating a hole into the design or more subtly doing it where things are meeting. That's it.